India gained independence from British colonial rule through a prolonged struggle that involved various political, social, and economic efforts. Here's a simplified overview of the steps that led to India's independence. Formation of Indian National Congress, INC. The Indian National Congress was formed in 1885 with the aim of representing Indian interests and gaining a larger role in governance. It initially sought to work within the British colonial framework to achieve its goals. Early movements and leaders. In the early 20th century, leaders like Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandra Pal, and Lala Lajpat Rai emerged, advocating for more assertive approaches towards British rule. They emphasized the need for self-reliance, education, and unity among Indians. World War I and the Rowlatt Act. The repressive Rowlatt Act of 1919, passed by the British colonial government, led to widespread protests and opposition. This event marked a turning point, as it led to the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in Amritsar in 1919, which galvanized public sentiment against British rule. Non-cooperation movement, led by Mahatma Gandhi. The non-cooperation movement, 1920 to 1922, aimed to boycott British institutions and products, as well as to engage in peaceful civil disobedience. The movement gained widespread support but was suspended after a violent incident in Chauri Chaura. Civil disobedience movement. The civil disobedience movement, 1930 to 1934, aimed to challenge specific British laws and taxes through non-violent protests. Gandhi's famous Salt March in 1930 was a significant event during this movement. World War II and Quit India movement. During World War II, the British promised Indians greater participation in governance after the war. However, when these promises were not fulfilled, the Quit India movement, 1942, was launched, demanding an end to British rule. The movement was suppressed, but it significantly weakened British control. Post-war period and negotiations. After World War II, Britain's global position weakened, and the Indian independence movement gained momentum. Negotiations between Indian leaders and the British resulted in the Mountbatten Plan, which outlined the process for India's partition and independence. Partition and independence. 1947, India was partitioned into two separate nations, India and Pakistan, along religious lines. On August 15, 1947, India gained independence from British rule. Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of independent India. It's important to note that India's struggle for independence involved the efforts of numerous leaders, activists, and ordinary citizens. The journey was marked by sacrifices, protests, negotiations, and a commitment to non-violent resistance, led by figures like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel, and many others.